Well, hello again. The plan for today is to get our record rack with the Tormat memory unit back on the rear of this base. Of course, that all depends on whether or not this carriage will go back and forth again for us. Usually the next morning when I get up after it's worked fine, when I went to sleep, get up next day, and it just lays here, it doesn't want to do anything. Well, I've got it fired up. Now, if this baby will go back and forth and do its thing like it's supposed to, we'll go ahead and put that rack on and get that all bolted up. I'm not sure how long our video is going to be today. I think the wife wants to do a few things, but it doesn't matter. You know, if I don't get much done today, I'll add some more to it tomorrow or the next day. Anyway, if nothing happens when I hit the switch, I'm just going to keep drinking my cup of coffee and munch down on my pork rinds. I love pork rinds. So either way, the way I see it, I'm going to be a winner. So here goes. Well, I can't believe it. Nope. I don't know what happened there. She kind of jumped a little bit. Hope this thing is stable. See what I'm talking about? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Doesn't that just chap your butt? Well, once again, for some reason, I don't know why. I mean, I have adjusted this and adjusted it and adjusted it, and you've seen what I've been doing. Watch. Back and forth the rack again. It's not supposed to do that. It is not supposed to do that. So we're going to have to turn it around again and see if we can't fiddle fart around with that clutch. It is that clutch. I know it is. By the way, before we flip it around, I did determine that our vibrating trip solenoid was being caused by this little micro switch right here that I showed you quite a while ago. This little piece of plastic. Come on, baby. Let me zoom in here a little bit. You'll see underneath there, that piece of plastic. Underneath there is a silver button. Let me see if I can get it over here. There is a little button that goes up and down. See it? And this thing presses down on it. It was not fully, this tone arm, pickup arm was not fully coming back. And when it wasn't fully coming back, it wasn't hitting this wire enough to bring it up and trip off that micro switch, which was causing this thing to continue vibrating, our little solenoid. I need to do a little bit of adjusting on that still. Well, it won't do as much good to turn it around until I get into play mode. Right now it's in the scan mode. You know, that roller is down into the deeper slot. So I'm going to have to roll it on around until I get it into the play mode, you know, the shallower notch. Then we'll spin it around, take a look at that clutch to see if it's actually dropped all the way down on that sprocket pin. Well, we're learning more about this as time goes on. Apparently, when you're in the play position, the clutch will be up. It will not be down, engaging that sprocket wheel at the bottom. And right now it is up. And it kind of stands to reason, because it would have to be up in order to engage a gear to make this turntable turn. So let's go ahead and turn it by hand. And you'll see the turntable is now turning, okay? Alright, so what we're going to have to do now is move it all the way around to the scan position and see if we can get it. Let me shine the light here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. You'll see that it's not even down. Okay, it's up. So we need to get that thing to go down. Alright, that's what we're talking about right there. And it should drop down. I've almost got this thing into the scan notch. You just kind of keep your eye on that thing, see if it drops down. Nothing's happened. There we go. Okay, it did drop down. Now let's see if it dropped down far enough. Remember, it has to drop down all the way to where it engages that pin at the bottom. Let me get a little closer here. Okay, she dropped down, but she didn't drop down far enough, and that was what was enabling this carriage to move freely back and forth on the rack. See, now what I did was I kept turning it and turning it until finally the pin down there at the bottom finally dropped up into that hole. You can see it right there. So now of course, with that thing up into that, with that thing all the way down. It is, but I do have a certain degree of rock here, and I don't know why. Anyway, she's now locked into the rack, but I don't understand why it didn't drop down and engage into that pin. That's the problem. Well, I messed with it a little bit more, and that thing is moving up and down real good. I put a few drops of oil here and there that, you know, might help it. I don't know. Let's try it again. Here we go. Well, all of a sudden they see now it wants to work again. This is, you know, this is almost like going to a carnival, you know. 3 balls for a quarter. Alright, one more time. I'm all for it. I'll sit here and flip that thing all night until it decides it wants to cooperate. You know, I am the master of my domain, and this domain is my shop. You will do what I tell you to do. I don't get it. I do not get it. Maybe it has to be a certain temperature before it decides to work. You know, I've got the heater on in the shop. You can hear it running here. And in the morning when it's real cold, it doesn't want to work. And now that I got things warmed up, it decides to work. I can't figure it out. I swear I can't figure it out. Strangest thing. Our little old... I cleaned that micro switch, by the way. I gave it a good spray. And our little old trip solenoid isn't buzzing and making weird, crazy sounds anymore. Which was being caused by this right here. That tone arm thing. I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm gonna let it set for a while. I'm gonna come back out here maybe in an hour or so. I'm gonna see if it still works. I'm just gonna let it sit here with the switch on and see what happens. It's been about maybe 2.5 hours. As soon as I got in the house, the wife decided she was going to go shopping with our daughter, so they spent a couple hours downtown. I stayed inside and made sure great-grandma didn't get into any trouble. You know, her mind has a tendency to wander a little. Anyway, I'm back in the shop, and I'm going to go ahead and see if this thing's going to work. Here goes. We're going to go to scan. Now, this thing, I let it sit like this because this is the way it would sit in a bar, tavern, or whatever, okay? It would just sit there all day until it was time to put a coin in. She's running very smoothly. She's very quiet. I'm very happy. All right, let's see if I can get the record rack back on. Okay, we're ready for test number, what, 97? If it goes all the way down, all the way back, down a couple of times and shuts off, then I'm going to go ahead and I have a record in here. We're going to try choosing the B side, which would be A2. I believe that's the way it is. And we'll see if this thing's actually going to change. Here goes. Well, so far, so good. Yeah, this thing, now tomorrow morning I'll come out and it won't do this. Trust me on that. Okay, so far so good. All right, let's put some money in and choose A2 and hope it'll pick up a record. Oh, boy, that would be nice. Money's in. Light is lit. A2. Oop, I guess I ought to have it in the play position. That would work, wouldn't it? Jeez. A2. Here we go. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Do your thing. Ooh, ooh, ho, 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 ho. Success! 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 Yes, baby! All right. It is playing. It is play. Yes. I'll tell you what, guys. We are going to end this video here. I don't believe it. I wonder if that'll happen again. You'll have to wait until tomorrow. Well, I really can't do that to you. I am just delighted what I just saw. It may be the only time it ever does it, and I'm glad I got it on camera. I have moved the record to the slot D5, and I'm going to select D6. If it'll pick up D6, that'll be the B side. And You know, it may be now that we have our problems picking up the A side. And we're going to check that next video. I want to end this on a big time success if it'll pick up D6. Okay, let me see. Here we go. A, B, C, D. Well, we got to put some money in the old machine, I guess. Let's put some money in the machine. All right, light is lit. Hey, now keep in mind we have to do all the electrical adjustments on this thing too. You know, we're just if it picks up the record, starts playing it, we're only part of the way there. Okay, A, B, C, D. D6 we're looking at. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Pick up D6 now. Oh, is it going to do it? No, apparently not. Nope, doesn't want to do it. Isn't that a bummer? Well, let's try a different one. Let's try C4. Okay, it's still lit. So that's A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. Picked it right up. First shot. Look at that. Look at that. Yes. Now this needle is not quite on the record either, so I'd definitely have some adjustments to make. All right. Well, hey. Better than what we started with, right? Now let's hope tomorrow morning it still wants to cooperate. We're going to end this one right here. Glad you tagged along for this success. Until next time, this is John.